I don't know if I had any expectations after we were done with Slave to the Grind. I know that I loved the way the record sounded, and I loved the songs on it. And it was a really exciting period of time because we were coming off the success of the first record, which was completely unexpected. But I think I just hoped that we could affect people in a positive way with our music, much in the same way that it looked like we had done with the first record.
The record company really didn't have any input or influence on what we did musically, which was nice for when we were writing. When Snake and I were writing, we didn't have a ton of pressure on our backs to recreate the first album again. The album title, well, we actually had the song Slave to the Grind first, and then we just kind of went with that. It kind of seemed to fit the fact that we were nonstop playing and nonstop writing, and we were pretty much a machine at that time.
I look at Quicksand Jesus as a song that speaks of losing faith and the fight to regain faith in whatever that may be.
The title Quicksand Jesus came from this ceramic bust of Jesus Christ that was in Snake's mom's garden. And it would sink a little every time it rained. So we started calling it Quicksand Jesus. And every time we went dirt bike riding, we kept our dirt bikes in her garage. And every time Snake and I went dirt bike riding, we would touch it and before we went off. And that's how the title came. We just kept saying it, and then the title just kind of fit the song once we wrote it.
The songwriting process for Slave to the Grind was, pretty much, for the most part, the same as it was for the first record. We would do a little writing on the road because we were rooming together while we were on tour. And we came up with a couple ideas here and there. And we try to work on stuff, or we'd attempt to work on stuff. And we didn't get very far. For some reason, it's difficult for Rachel and I to write on the road.
Working with Michael Wagener was a no-brainer. We didn't consider anybody for Slave to the Grind whatsoever. We knew we were going to work again with Michael because we just gelled so well on the first record, and obviously the success that the first record had. His biggest contribution, I think, to that record was to take... The chorus in Monkey Business was actually a vamp at the end of the song. And he said, you need to take that and put it in as a chorus within the song, within the body of the song, and we did. And I'm really glad we did, because it just worked perfectly.
Looking back on the record now and listening to it, but no, I don't think I would change anything. I mean, obviously, technology has come such a long way in 30 years, and we've all gotten older and hopefully wiser. But for me, no, I tend to think that if anything was changed, we might not be talking about this record now. The hardest song to record on the record was Monkey Business, because I had in my mind a certain guitar sound in my head. And if anybody knows about what it's like to articulate a description of a sound that you have in your head, it's one of the most difficult things to do. You can sit there and go, it needs more top end or more low end or more low mids, or I don't know anything about frequencies or anything like that, but it needs to sound more like such and such's guitar tone in this song, but with more of this. It's really difficult. And so it took about 3 days to finally get that guitar tone Well, Beggar's Day actually ended up making it on to some of the releases of Slave to the Grind, because right at that time in music, the PMRC had been formed, and records were being labeled with parental advisory stickers. We had a parental advisory sticker because of the song Get the Fuck Out. So we found out that if we took that song off the record and put Beggar's Day on it, then it could be sold in that particular outlet. And we just wanted our records to be available everywhere.